Morning.
Hi, today's Thursday, October 1st, and we're going to be reading Jeremiah 9 and 10.
All right. You ready, Gabriel?
Chapter 9. Failures of Judah. Oh, that my head were waters and my eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people, oh, that I had in the wilderness. A lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they are all adulterers and assembly of treacherous men. They bend their tongues like their bow, lies and not truth prevail upon the land. For they proceed from evil to evil, and they do not know me, says the Lord. Let everyone be on guard against his neighbor, and do not trust in my brother. For every brother suppliants, and every neighbor walks about with slanders. Everyone deceives his neighbor and does not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. They weary themselves in committing iniquity. Their habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit they refuse to know me, says the Lord. Therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, now I will refine them and assay them, for what else shall I do for the daughter of my people? Their tongue is a deadly arrow, it speaks deceit. One speaks peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in his heart he lies in wait. Shall I not punish them for these things, says the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? For the mountains I will take up a weeping and wailing, and for the habitations of the wilderness a lamentation, because they are burned up, so that no one can pass through them, nor can men hear the lowing of the cattle. Both the fowl of the heavens and the beasts have fled, they are gone. I will make Jerusalem a heap of ruins, and a den of jackals. For I will make the cities of Judah desolate, without an inhabitant. Who is the wise man who may understand this, and who is he whom the mouth of the Lord has spoken, that he may declare it? Why is the land ruined and burned up like a wilderness, so that no one passes through? And the Lord said, because they have forsaken my law which I set before them, I have not obeyed my voice, nor walked in it, but have walked after the imagination of their own heart, and after the Baals which their fathers taught them. Therefore thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink. And I will scatter them also among the nations, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. And I will send a sword after them until I have consumed them. Thus says the Lord of hosts, consider and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for wailing women, that they may come, and let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears, and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How devastated we are! We are greatly humiliated, because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O you women, and let your ears receive the word of his mouth. And teach your daughters wailing, and everyone her a neighbor a lamentation. For death has come up into our windows, and has entered our palaces, to cut off the children from the streets, and the young men from the squares. Speak, thus says the Lord. The carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field, and as a sheaf after the harvester, no one shall gather them. Thus says the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, and let not the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him who glories glory in this, that he understands and knows me, that I am the Lord who exercises loving kindness, justice, and righteousness in the earth. For in these days I delight, says the Lord. The days are surely coming, says the Lord, that I will punish all who are circumcised and yet uncircumcised. Egypt, Judah, Edom, the children of Ammon, Moab, and all who dwell in the wilderness, clip the hair on their temples. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised of heart. Chapter 10. The true God and idols. Hear the words which the Lord speaks to you, O house of Israel. Thus says the Lord, do not learn the way of the nations. Do not be terrified at the signs of heaven, although the nations are terrified at them. For the customs of the people are vain, for with the axe one cuts a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, so that it may not move. They are as a scarecrow in a cucumber field, but do not speak. They must be carried, because they cannot walk. Do not be afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, nor can they do good. There is no one like you, O Lord. You are great, and your name is great in might. Who would not fear you, O King of the nations? Indeed, it is your due. For among all the wise men of the nations and all the kingdoms, there is no one like you. But you are altogether unthinking and foolish. The tree is a doctrine of vanities. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Euphrates. The work of the workmen and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple are their clothing. They are all their work of skilled men. But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth trembles, and the nations cannot endure his indignation. Thus you shall say to them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. He has made the earth by his power. He has established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he utters his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the remote parts of the earth. He makes lightning with rain, and brings out the wind from his storehouses. Every man is stupid without knowledge. Every goldsmith is put to shame by an idol. For his molding image is false, and there is no breath in them. They are vain and a work of mockery, and in this time of punishment they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the maker of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. The exile prophesied. Gather up your wares out of the land, O inhabitants of the fortress. For thus says the Lord, I will sling out the inhabitants of the land at this time, and will distress them what they may be found. Woe is me because of my brokenness. My wound is grievous, but I say, truly this is an illness, and I must bear it. My tabernacle is devastated, and my cords are broken. My sons have gone from me and are no more. There is no one to spread my tent any more, and to set up my curtains. For the shepherds have become unthinking, and have not sought the Lord. Therefore they have not prospered, and all their flocks are scattered. Listen, the sound of the report has come, and a great commotion out of the north country, to make the cities of Judah desolate and a den of jackals. The prayer of Jeremiah. O Lord, I know the way of man is not in itself. It is not in man who walks to direct the steps. O Lord, correct me, but with justice, not in your anger, lest you bring me to nothing. Pour out your fury upon the nations that do not know you, and upon the families that do not call on your name. For they have eaten up Jacob and devoured them and consumed him, and I have made his habitation desolate.
All right.
9 and 10.
Bye. Have a great day. Please subscribe and like this video. Please leave a comment. Bye.